Professor Soyinka, our Nobel laureate, has alleged that there were plans to annul the 2023 presidential election. He said this while having an interview on China's television morning brief show. Well, he said, I am alleging that there was a conspiracy from the beginning before the elections to make sure the elections did not take place, or that even if the votings did take place, that everything be reverted to what happened under Babangida, when we all just woke up and discovered that even though the results have been calculated, even though the results were in possession of international bodies, including monetary embassies and so on, even if we had the results directly, it was suddenly annulled. History was about to repeat itself. Some people were determined to take us back to those old days. Well, this is Serious Matters here at ONIF TV. Thank you very much for keeping faith with us. And my name is Olukole Brands. Don't forget to share videos or drop your comment, make them simple and civil. I want to believe that, I'm tempted to believe, let me put it that way, that Professor Soyinka, a respected Nobel laureate, is using Peter Obi and Datti Ahmed Baba's case to trend, because the last time we heard about him was when he talked about the same issue, and now he's saying the same thing again and again. I think, well, being an elder, an old man, I think the later part of his life should be spent, bringing about peace, telling us what the truth really are, and of course, how we can go about our lives and how they bear a beautiful future. Not for them, to be precise, because what do they want to eat? What do they need anymore? But then coming up with all these allegations and all of that, I don't think it is needed of an elder statement such as Professor Soyinka. He said, for me, it was no longer a contest between two individuals. He said it was now a contest between a so-called interim political party and democracy. And when you have a binary like that, I have no doubt, no hesitation at all about what side of the barricade my position should be. Talking about Peter Obi and Datti Ahmed Baba, and he made reference to Datti Ahmed Baba's interview where he alleged that, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was not legally, voted in as our president, going by, all the shenanigans that, that carried the 2023 elections, the issues in Lagos and several other places. He described it as, not one that should have brought in a president, and that if he was sworn in, that he was an illegal president. Well, he said, interviewed by Datti, that disgraceful, menacing interview was for me the ultimate signal, because this was somebody calling for the rubbishing of a structure by which he himself had profited to even become a governor. I am talking about Peter Obi. He was what we know as a judgment governor. And even before he attended the tribunal, his party, his spokesperson or spokesman, in this case Datti, came on television to threaten everybody, to threaten hell if his interpretation or result was not upheld. Well, this for me was a political amoral, social amoral. It is playing to a certain script, even if they did not know it, because later I began to express my suspicion that they were part of the script. And what is the script? That the election of 2023 will end up in an annulment. Well, at the beginning, I was like, look at these buffoons. They don't see that they are playing to other people's scripts. What a pity. So at that time, hostility were not yet too intense. So this was what I was referring to, that sometimes democracy leads the stage for individual contest for power, and then commences its own struggle for existence, for actualization. Democracy, as you and I know, you cannot accept judgment only when they favor you. If you go by the same arbitration panel, same arbitration structure, you cannot just say, I will accept this only when it suits me. That is an insult. Well, I saw several comments with respect to Professor Wole Soyinka's comment and interview, and his comment still, sounding bitter about Datti Baba and Peter Obi. Well, I want to believe that, look, sir, I think you should move on. That would be my opinion. I think you should move on, because these guys have moved on. They are doing well in their different fields. We have seen Peter Obi appear more, at functions, helping people, commiserating with people. What else would we have expected a leader to do? I think the only thing that is not in his power is that he doesn't have the executive power of Nigeria in his hand. And so I think what any reasonable leader would do is what, these guys are already doing. And so to still call them names, to still call, people buffoon, so to speak, call them names, I think it is really, it's unacceptable. It's really not the best. And to now imagine that this is coming from an elder, look at Baba Bisi Akande, former governor of Osun State, at his 85th birthday, made certain comments. Yes, I know some were kind of, made some sense. A lot of them made some sense, where he talked about the constitution with which, the country is being run at the moment, that it's not the best, and that even if we have to go by anyone, we should go back to 1965 and thereabout. And, he went on and on like that. And then I believe that when, once you are rounding up, you are rounding up. That's the truth. You are rounding up. Once you are rounding up your race here on earth, I think everything you need to do is to try as much as possible to put things right. And, have you, as Professor Wole Soyinka called Peter Obi and Datti Baba to a meeting since that election? Has he called them to a meeting? If you really mean well for Nigeria, like you profess, if you really mean well for us, because if there is anything, you will say you are fighting for the future of tomorrow, the future of Nigeria, and that is who we are. But then if you really mean well for us, have you called them? If you feel that Datti Ahmed did not do well, if you feel that Peter Obi did not do well, have you called them to order? Because this same Peter Obi, I know you have sung his praise. It's just unfortunate. Our network is very bad. I wanted to play your interview and also play some other videos so that people can see, make references to, you have praised this same man before. How come all of a sudden he has become a buffoon? How come all of a sudden he has become, when with your own eye you saw everything. You saw everything. You saw everything. Well, like Peter Obi said, he said we'll move on into the that was after the Supreme Court's judgment, which of course is the apex court. So whatever happened behind doors, whatever happened is okay, no problem. No problem. You see, one thing I've discovered about life, whatever you want to be, you can be. That's the principal truth. Whatever you want to be, you can be. And you can be either by crook or, by the other way. There are people who are doing very well. How come the likes of late Pa Awolowo did not become, a head of state in Nigeria? Even at that time, considering the kind of wisdom this man wielded, the kind of kindness, his kind of, in fact, he was more of a Democrat. It was more of a Democrat, and people who say they are leading by the blueprints of Pa Awolowo today. What are we seeing? What are we seeing? I'm surprised that Professor Wole Soyinka is not talking about the killings. He's not talking about that. That he's still making reference to Peter Obi and Datti Baba, who have moved on with their own lives. The young man has a university to his name that he has to take care of. These are people who have run organizations successfully, who have run, except you want to deceive yourself in Anambra, Peter Obi has been the best governor. We need a leader who can save, not a leader who spends all. Except you don't believe in that. That your leader will spend billions traveling around, not making trips that actually will produce anything, making trips that don't produce anything, because the money is at his disposal. And by the way, does he even know how fuel enters his car? Does he know how much fuel enters his car? Does he know how many vehicles following him? That one man will be going and 100 vehicles will be following him. What for? Just one man. Just one man. You are not talking about how true democracy should be. Well, you know me, I don't, it's not an issue of whether this person is from this side. I'm not a tribal person. I'm not a religious person. No. We should live by principles, and we should have the best interest of our nation at heart. I'm concerned about the loss of lives in Nigeria. I'm concerned about what happened in Ibadan. I'm concerned that this whether it was okay, now it's beginning to make sense. All I know was that explosion was an EID. Now, IED. Now, if it was an IED, my concern earlier on, especially in my last video when I talked about it, my concern was whether it was a terrorist attack. If it was a terrorist attack, because the IED, it's not supposed to be something that people play with anyway. But now the governor came out and said that, oh, it was mining and something. But then, from the effect of that thing, if they weren't mining, in Bodija now, were they mining gold in Bodija? No. Were they mining gold in Bodija? No. But those, how come IEDs were kept in the house in a residential area? How come? How did they get those things in? Foreigners doing what they like in our country. Professor, I think you are better. There are other things to talk about. Leave Peter Obi alone. I think Professor Wole Soyinka should leave Peter Obi and OBIDATTI Baba alone and face the reality on ground. We have moved on. We have moved on. You want to be Miloko. He has become whatever way anybody feels he is now the president of Nigeria. So we're okay. We should just move on. We should just move on. And the same spirit with which we were desiring, oh, this person be the president, why we wanted him to become president should be the driving force, even now. So if he's doing well, we say he's doing well. If he's not doing well, please, let's say he's not doing well. Well, this is still Serious Matters here at ONIF TV. I'd love you to drop your comments, make them simple and civil. Let us know what your opinions are. I think I respect Professor Wole Soyinka so much, but then I also have my regards for Mr. Peter Obi and also Datti Ahmed Baba. Wonderful. They are wonderful guys, which I believe someday will still be leaders, in this country and, something. So, but then let's feel free. Please drop your comments, make them simple and civil. Let us know what your opinions are. And then, of course, we would respond where necessary. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, this is Serious Matters here at ONIF TV. God bless you. Bye-bye.